Good evening, everybody. I'm Helen Challoner from Literature Works, and we've been working with Plymouth Culture and The Box and a number of other partners across Plymouth to search for the new Plymouth Laureate of Words. So this evening we'll be announcing who that is, and we're going to have some readings. We decided that we wanted to really broaden out this search so that it was open to anyone who was working in words, performing, writing, performance poetry, spoken word poetry, fiction, non-fiction, all kinds of storytelling and words, which is what Literature Works is all about promoting. We also decided that we should give a wide range of partners across the city an opportunity to get involved, and members of the public a chance to vote for who they would like to see representing Plymouth as the new Plymouth Laureate of Words. So we whittled it down with our partners to a shortlist of 3 fantastic candidates, all very different. And then we put it out to public vote, and we actually had 2,150 votes in quite a short time scale. So people were really engaging, which was fantastic. This really will be the public's choice of the new Plymouth Laureate of Words for 21 to 22. So I will hand over now to Hannah Harris from Plymouth Culture, who's going to say a few words, and we'll introduce the Lord Mayor of Plymouth, Councillor Chris Mavin, who speaks on behalf of the city this evening. Thank you and welcome, everyone.
Thank you, Helen, and thank you for having us as a partner in this project. And we're really delighted. As Helen said, this was really important for us to develop a breadth of opportunity that was reflective of the city. And I think the range of submissions we had, the different genres, the different styles, really does show the kind of breadth of the writing and reading and poetry and spoken word scene within Plymouth, which has grown over the years, and it was really exciting to see that reflected in the submissions we had. And it was very important for us that this process of selection really reflects who we are as a city and how we want to work moving forward. And so that was all about partnership, and we're delighted to have partners involved in the process. It was about the public choice being a really important element of how we operate, and also creating paid opportunities for artists. And so we're really pleased that this kind of model is reflective of how we work as a city, and I think will be of interest to other cities as well, which is really exciting for us to kind of build that connection to other work outside of the city and the region as well. So we had a hard choice in deciding, and the public, I'm sure, also as well had a challenge to pick their favourite, but it's been a really exciting process, and we're delighted with the outcome. So I'd like to hand over to one of our partners in this project now, which is Plymouth City Council through The Box, and the Lord Mayor of Plymouth, Councillor Chris Mavin, to speak on behalf of the city.
Well, thank you, Hannah, and thank you, Helen. Can I say good evening to everybody first? And to begin, I'd like to express my heartfelt thanks to you all for inviting me to join you at this Plymouth Literature of Words event. It really is a great pleasure, believe me. Poet Laureates serve to raise awareness and appreciation of poetry, and you don't need me to tell you that, so that people can have a greater understanding of the meaning and power of words. The Poet Laureate will write verse for significant local occasions, bringing in different dimensions. And I think the point that was made earlier about, about looking at not just poets, but all different types of writers and different genres, that's relevant to tonight. But Plymouth is one of the few cities that offers such a role, and this laureateship will provide an opportunity for writer development, both personally and in the community. The laureate will take on city-appointed commissions and events, as well as explaining interest in developing their own profiles across the 2 years. I cannot emphasize enough the importance of a laureate to Plymouth. Acting as a voice for everyone in the city, they will help bring communities together. The laureate acts as a literary figurehead, encouraging the public to explore through events, workshops, civic engagements, and the stories of people through words, ensuring that people's voices are heard and reflected in the commissions produced. The Laureate will also help cultural organisations to reach schools, community groups, and be an advocate who will express people's stories through words right across the city. So I say, on behalf of the people of Plymouth, thank you, Laureates, for all you do, and my very best wishes for whoever is chosen this evening. And good luck.
Thank you very much, Lord Mayor. That was great, and fantastic bookshelves behind you there. We can't compete. There's lots of them, which is great to
Always
see.
welcome to come and read.
Thank you. So it's my pleasure now to introduce Holly Peters, who is Plymouth's Mayflower 400 Young City Laureate and has been since 2019. So across her Young City Laureateship, Holly has represented the young people of the city at civic events and written various commissions, including a fantastic series of lockdown diaries that we blogged with her during the lockdown in the spring and summer. That was a partnership as well with Plymouth Culture. Holly will continue in the Young City Laureate role for 2021, and she'll be working on various Mayflower commissions during that time. So I'm going to hand over to Holly now, who's going to read a piece about Plymouth. Thank you, Holly.
Thank you, Helen.
Hi, Holly.
Hi. For inviting me tonight. So this poem is called Mother Mayflower. My joints creak, born with stars in my eyes, not a maiden voyage, a mother of pilgrims. They fill my belly, tugging my sails taut like skin pulled over the bones of my hands. I cue the sailors to sleep, whispering as their mothers would have done, balancing on the sea. A blossom of the summer is planted between the planks of my stern, where my heart beats. You'll hear it in the caw of the birds, the ripple of the waves. And although there is no soil, and although summer has been extinguished, flowers of May still sprout. The quiver of the leaves and the sway of the stars tug on the wheel with a silver web, like the spit between two blades of grass, and guide our way. The ocean chugs beneath my dancing feet, splashing against my side in the twists and turns of a tango, ankles snapping under the weight. Sailors count the rising suns whilst I watch the sparkling silver as they sleep, sheltering their dreams of an unknown world, and offer an ear as they chant their prayers that don't have to pipe. We sail through where the sky meets the sea, in inky blues, and gaze as the diamonds skitter along the surface. We outrun storm clouds, chasing the sunset and all it promises, fresh starts and a sun that'll rise in the morning. We face spiteful autumn winds that nearly knock me off my feet, but I hold my children close. After days that smudge into weeks, my anchor sinks through the sapphire, winking at the secrets lurking at the bottom of the world, grounded, keeping them steady, with aching, breaking bones, stepping out of the shadows, fleeing from me, watching them take their first steps, sea legs wobbling on solid ground. Thank you very much, and good luck to everybody tonight.
Thank you, Holly. That was powerful and lovely. So now it's my pleasure to introduce the outgoing Poet Laureate for Plymouth 2016 to 20, and that's Thom Boulton. Thom is a poet and facilitator from Plymouth. He's also a teacher at Plaistow Hill Infants and Nursery School. Hi, Thom.
Hi.
And over the course of his laureateship, Thom has read at many civic events and helped to organise the city's first inter-school writing competition during that period. During 2020, he's corresponded with Stefan Delbos, the laureate for Plymouth, Massachusetts, as part of the Mayflower 400 commemoration. Thank you, Thom, for everything that you've done for literature and for Plymouth during those years. Thank you for your generosity in helping us to organise this new Plymouth Laureate of Words undertaking and sort of develop it into a slightly different thing. You've been very generous in your support. And as a token of thanks, we're organising for a writer to come and visit your school in the spring. I think you're having Simon James, is that right?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, who's Plymouth based, so that will be really good. Yeah. So I think I'm going to hand over to you now to talk a bit about your residency and to read your piece about Plymouth. Thank you, Thom.
Thank you. thank you to Literature Works and Plymouth Culture for everything you've done for my event 4 years ago, the event currently now, and everything else you're doing around the city. So thank you to you guys. I have written down everything that's happened over the last 4 years that I can remember. There's probably some things I've missed out, but I'm going to just go through a few things to give you an idea of the breadth of stuff that I've had the chance to do. So reading wise, I've managed to read at Illuminate events in the city, read at the Barbican Light Switch On, stand next to Santa, which is always good, hence the festive jumper. I've read at sociology conferences. I've read on stage at Glastonbury, the Town Hall, not the festival. Read at the Port Eliot Festival, which again was an amazing experience. I've read at secondary schools and primary schools. I've read at Plymouth Language Club, and thanks to Steve and Norman for all your support. I've read at an event in support of diversity across the city as well, and thank you to Matthew for inviting me to that. I've had the chance of hosting events on a boat in the middle of the Sound, which was an amazing open mic event. Hosted an event in the Orangery at Saltram, which was a beautiful backdrop in the city. Hosted a no audience open mic last year, just before this became a thing. So actually, I think we were pioneering. Hosted countless open mic events with cross-country writers. So thank you to Kenny and Sarah, and also Wonder Zoo. Thank you to Pete and Gabby. I've opened a library on a double-decker bus, which was something I never thought I would ever be able to say. Tried to stop our libraries being shut down across the city. Toured the Poppy's Wave sculpture, and was the only one on that day not in a suit and sweltering. So yeah, that was another achievement. Led the artistic response to Poppy's Wave, which was incredible. Wrote a script for a £30,000 robot to deliver similes to school children, and we ended up on TV. That was amazing and fantastic. Interviewed by Radio Devon, and I've actually been helping to coordinate a poetry segment during lockdown once a week. So thank you to Abby for everything that you did with that, and giving me the chance to help produce that. Wrote and performed 2 folklore storytelling shows on stage. I've been interviewed for local magazines and the Herald. Had my work burnt into wood and hung next to a sculpture at a Landworks artist sculpture in the garden. As mentioned, ran an intercity school-wide poetry slam. I've edited and published an anthology of local, national, and international poets, which was fantastic as well. I've done poetry music with Arts and Energy's Moth Project. Made friends with my American counterpart, Stephen, and I've been writing poems to each other over the course of the year, which is fantastic. I've been able to use this platform to speak about the arts and mental health, which is a very passionate thing that I feel very strongly about. Sat on the first round of the Cultural Mayflower 400 panel as well, which was an incredible experience to see behind the scenes of that. Co-judged Plymouth's first competitive poetry slam, and I got to lecture first year trainee teachers on how to teach poetry to children. So I've probably missed things as well, but I've had an incredible 4 years of being able to just see and do all these wonderful things. And I don't think 4 years ago I would have even dreamed of some of the stuff I've actually been able to do, and never thought that would happen, or those experiences would happen. So thank you to everyone who made that possible. I just want to say also thank you to my wife, Claire, who supported me, her parents, our children who've put up with their dad being Poet Laureate, and my mum and dad as well. And I just wish the best of luck to all of the finalists. I will be here to help whoever wins. And thank you for having me as your laureate. I would like to now read a poem that I sent to Stephen in reply to his Plymouth poem about Plymouth, Massachusetts. And this one's called River Plum, and it's written about the Sound and that lovely embankment that leads into it. In the mouth sits a brythonic tongue, meanders around meaning, where Plym is ploughman, ploughman is plum, and the plum mouth seems rather outlandish, doesn't it? High classes taste fruits from the trees upon its banks. high classes hiring hands to pick the fruit for them. They will not taste it though, for hands have no mouths because they are hands. Imagine, if you want, never knowing the juice or piquant of flesh, to be baptized in waters named after a fruit so out of reach, yet told to stretch anyway. They've all gone away now. A wide space stares catatonic. You can sit and watch the faded stories of plumstones turn to sound and travel outwards. I can show you in another poem, if you'd like. Or maybe, when this is all over and the world returns to the plum-mouthed, I can show you. Thank you very much. And thank you for having me. Big thank you also to William Telford and Andrew Martin, who I hadn't had a chance to mention, and for working with me with publishing the books and stuff that we've done. So thank you for having me to this event, and good luck to everyone.
Thank you, Tom, very much. That was lovely. And it's great to hear about all the things that you've been doing. And we've got lots planned for our new Laureate of Words. So, as I think I mentioned, we got down to a short list of 3 candidates who the public voted for throughout November. And they were Laura Horton, who is a writer for theatre and performance, John Nash, who also writes for performance, Caitlin Braun, who is a poet, and they each made videos and we had them on our website and people voted. And it's my pleasure to announce, as if it wasn't clear, that the new Laureate of Words for Plymouth for the next 2 years is Laura Horton, the public's choice. Hello, Laura.
Hello.
So, hi. So Laura's a Plymouth-based playwright, facilitator and publicist. She's shown work at various theatres across the Southwest. And during her laureateship, Laura will receive a number of commissions from organisations and partners across the city, and will run events for the public and will represent the city at civic occasions. So Laura's first commission is presented by the Lord Mayor's office, and it is about caring and supporting one another, exploring how the community of Plymouth comes together. Many, many congratulations, Laura. It's great to see you here this evening. And I think you're going to read for us now to close the event, a piece about Plymouth. So take it away, Laura. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm really honoured to be here. So these are just a few words that I want to say about Plymouth. How's Portsmouth? Plymouth. Sorry, yeah. If the question really allowed a longer answer, I'd say Plymouth is making my entrance into the world at Freedom Fields, holding small sweaty hands around Smeaton's Tower in Year 3, a pigeon shitting in Mrs. Yoghurt as we sit on the sundial, walking the back lanes of Motley and swinging our small school bags. A meat patty and a visit to the video store on Fridays after school, sports day in Central Park, tiny shorts and the egg and spoon race. Instead I say, fine thanks. How's Portsmouth? Plymouth. Sorry, yeah. Plymouth is the bus to Plymstock, jealously eyeing Lisa's kickers on the walk to registration, 10 tours in the heat and hockey in the rain, value vodka in the Belvedere wedding cake, where friends are lost and made. Queuing for JFK's in a boob tube dress in the snow, saving the cloakroom pound for that extra drink. Walking the dog around the cemetery and watching as she sits by the same small angel each time. But I just say, good thanks. How's Portsmouth? Plymouth. Sorry, yeah. Plymouth is fish and chips on laps, legs dangling over stone steps, watching for seagull attacks, scones, cream first and well-filled pasties, the roars and groans from Plymouth Argyle, summer jobs in local pubs and telesales, lock-ins and badly poured pints, failed attempts to sell insurance guttering and double glazing, driving tests and trips to Dartmoor where we wind down the windows and yell at the tops of our voices, a warning to the world that we are coming. But I just say, yeah, okay, thanks. How's Portsmouth? Plymouth. Sorry, yeah. Plymouth is sunrises and sunsets over the train station, waving parents goodbye and welcome home roast dinners. A dip at Devil's Point, shivering as we plunge our dimpled bodies into the sea and emerge taut and tingling. The Kreml ferry and foil-wrapped sandwiches and a flask of hot chocolate. Linking arms through Saltram House with mittened hands. Trawling the market for unexpected treasures and trinkets, fish, cheese and phone accessories. But I just say, all right, Tar. How's Portsmouth? Plymouth. Sorry, yeah. Plymouth is the crowded foyer of the theatre, seeing premieres before they leave for London. Bottles of red wine and tapas in Lorenzo's, gin distillery tours for every visitor. Nursing a coffee on the Barbican, walking the cobbled streets and lamenting the fading of the mural. Fireworks reflected in the sea. Brittany ferries, fishing boats at dawn and warships anchored in the Sound. The echoes of those who have come before in the sprawling, big-hearted, historic city. But I just say, not bad, thanks. How's Portsmouth? Plymouth? Sorry, yeah. Why don't you just come and I'll show you? Thank you.
That was really lovely. Really, really lovely. Thank you, Laura, very much indeed. Thank you, everybody, for attending this evening, everyone who voted. It's lovely to see people's comments. And we're very much looking forward to working with you, Laura. Thank you to all our partners, to the other people that were nominated, to John and Caitlin, who are both incredibly talented, and we'll be seeing more of them, I'm sure.